What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Rogue Company guide, and today we're going to be looking at Glitch. I know Glitch is one of them characters you unlock, and I don't see all too many people sort of pick him, or when I do, they're usually used wrong. I'll be honest, he isn't the strongest, he isn't the best, offensively or defensively, but there is something about his kit that does make me think that he can be quite viable. So as always, we're going to start off by the round by round guide. Round 1, as always in most of these videos, just don't buy anything. If you've watched my other videos, you'll have heard me say that you need all the money for his rest of his kit. And look, some characters I do buy something on the first round, but for Glitch, I would advise not buying anything. So if you're coming into round 2, you can buy his SMG. Now his shotgun can also be quite effective. Just for me and my playstyle, I prefer to be able to, at the very least, get poke engagements at a bit of a distance. So round 1, don't buy anything. Round 2, buy his SMG, but if you prefer his shotgun, if it is a closer range map, go for it. And sometimes on round 2, depending on how well you've performed, you will have enough to buy his body armor as well. Not always though, but if you have got enough body armor, there's no reason not to. Next round from there, you should now have enough for his body armor indefinitely. And at this point it gets tricky, because he has so many little things here and there that can be effective. His Semtex, his flash grenade, nimble hands perk, that it really is up to personal choice. I mean, personally, I like to get body armor, then nimble hands, then upgrade the SMG to level 2, but again, it is down to personal playstyle. Nothing in his kit is bad, that's the thing. So like I say, nimble hands, great perk, it's a must-have perk. His level 2 upgrade of his SMG that gives effective damage range an increase, really good. Flashbangs, really good. Semtex, really good. So if you prefer something else, if you can get away with not getting nimble hands and you are a Semtex god, go for it. I can't tell you not to, but just like I say, that is what I would go for in that order. Onto his abilities. So his main active ability is hack, and believe it or not, it can hack. So what hack does is it basically ensures that enemies can't use their abilities for a certain amount of time. It also destroys equipment like, I don't know, Saint's drone, Talon's dart, stuff like that. And then his passive is detect enemy abilities through walls, and they'll basically glow red. So if there's a C4 just sat on the floor, you'll be able to see that. If Saint's drone has been sent out, you'll be able to see where it is, stuff like that. And then playstyle, and this is where we're really going to talk about his abilities having meshed together with everything. And then we're going to have a look at what my personal playstyle is as well. So for me, so far Glitch, as I have said, has been pretty tricky because he doesn't seem to specialise in either attack or defence. So for me, there is just one main strategy I like to use. I like to just push midway up to the enemies pretty much every time, and I kind of calculate this in about hack range. So when you pull up your hack ability, you'll see on the mini map a kind of area. If you're seeing enemies, that is the kind of range, and this is both on offense and defense. So you rush to about midway in the map. At this range, he's most effective with his SMG. He can hack, he can retreat if he needs to, he can engage if he needs to, stuff like that. And as I said, at this range his SMG dominates gunfights, because if it's a Dahlia, if it's a Scorch, their SMGs are going to shred you any closer, so just bear that in mind. And although his SMG is good, having to stick at this specific distance does kind of hinder it a little bit, you know, this medium to long range engagement. So you really do have to pick your gunfights. Like I say, do not take on a Scorch, don't take on a Dahlia, don't even take on a Lancer, because they will absolutely shred you. But if you can keep your distance, other than maybe Dahlia, whose SMG is so ridiculously good, everything else is actually really viable to go against. Even something like an assault rifle like Dima's AR, as long as you have got the accuracy, you're going to shred a Dima as well, no problem. It seems like the playstyle part this time has kind of been left a bit barren, and that's because it is. Because like I say, I see some people try and use Glitch as a really defensive character to hack enemies, to stop them making that push. But the problem is, his hack is nowhere near good enough that if you get hacked, people suddenly say, well, I don't want to push anymore. It just doesn't work like that. So at the same time, though, offensively, his hack isn't that great. You know, yeah, you can hack enemies, so maybe a Dahlia can't get a revive or whatever, but it's just not good enough. And the only times I really advise using Glitch even is when the enemy's team comp is set up for it. So it goes like this: if there's a Talon on the other team, you're his worst enemy, because his darts seem to hide in the little nooks and crevices everywhere, and with, you know, going against a Talon, you can just instantly see the dart and destroy it. Easy. You've then got lineups like, I don't know, maybe a Dahlia, because you can hack her and all of a sudden she's not able to revive. Really good. But if you're coming against someone like a Lancer or an Anvil, you're not going to really be doing much. You know, it just isn't that effective. So if you've got a team comp where there's maybe a Dema, an Anvil, a Lancer, and I don't know, even a Scorch, and you hack them, it's just not going to really do much for your team. It's going to be a nuisance, but not the same amount as if he was against a Talon or someone else like that. And then moving into my quick tips section. So this is a new little section I've added, and what I aim to do here is give you a couple of little tips that I found super effective with whoever I'm using at the time, but hopefully you guys can utilise as well. So, tip number 1, use his hack sensor like a mini-map radar, basically. And what I mean by this is, when you bring up the hack, you'll get a 360 sort of circle around your player. You'll be able to see who is in that radius on that hack as well. And I don't see people utilise this nearly enough. You bring it up, and if I see, let's say, a Lancer, I know that I'm maybe not going to then push around the corner, because there's a high chance of that Lancer's there. She might be hidden behind some cover, being a nuisance. I don't really want to engage that. It can also be used even if you've used the hack. So even if you've already used that hack and you're thinking, well, there's no point bringing it up anymore, I would advise doing it, because like I say, you can always check, see if maybe someone's going to try and come behind you, they're in front of you, behind cover and whatnot. So really use it as a poor man's minimap. And then the second and one of the biggest tips is, don't just hack anybody. Now I am a bad one for doing this, because I always do this. I pull it up, I see 3 people, I'm like, right, yeah, hack, this will be good. But only certain characters can really be affected with hack. Like I say, Talon's radar dart is one of them. If you are against a team that has a Talon, I would advise just keeping the hack until you're in, you know, the distance of the radar, and then hack that. Simple as. And that is my quick tips to finish this guide. I hope, as always, you guys, you know, enjoyed it. It has been a bit of a quicker one this time, but like I say, there's less to talk about. His kit is really good. It's just him, as he isn't that great, which I know sounds really bad, but he's just not. But if you guys enjoy it and enjoy playing him, by all means, play him. I've got no issue with that. Stay safe, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.